Welcome to the State of Wyoming Subject Matter Minute, where we cover a wide variety of subjects related to State of Wyoming employment. This information is for you and me, the state employee. From hidden benefits to systems and processes, we'll make your job easier by giving you the lowdown, the how-to, and hopefully entertain you a bit along the way. And now, today's Subject Matter Minute.
Hello and welcome to another Subject Matter Minute. I'm Matt Nagy. Thanks for joining me. Now, typically at the beginning, as you know, I usually tell you something about myself so we can get to know each other better. But I really don't have anything today. Now, later in the show, you're going to see some very personal information, but if I'm not worried about it, don't you worry about it. You'll find out in a bit. So there is one other thing I wanted to talk about briefly. Now, there's a ton of really cool state employees out there. You guys all rock. However, I've run into a lot of people who act like they know me, and I think that it's from the show. Say, hey, Matt, and I'm like, hey, you, and hopefully it's from the show because, I didn't remember their name. Now, if you do know me from the show and you want to say hi, please do. I love to chat, and it's kind of fun to be recognized, I guess. But remember, I might not know you. All right. So it's a little less awkward for me if you just say, hey, I know you from your show or something like that. All right, let's get right to the topic today. Today, we're going to talk about the Wyoming Health Fair. All right, let's talk about the Wyoming Health Fair. But before we do, I want to thank EGI, who naturally is my subject matter expert for this topic. I want to thank the folks there for helping me out. Okay, so Wyoming Health Fair. The primary focus of the Wyoming Health Fair is to get folks in to get blood screenings done and flu shots. And they do this for free, okay? So really the state of Wyoming, or specifically EGI, pays for these two things. You can get 2 CBC blood panel screenings a year and a flu shot. Oh, looks like I forgot something here. These screenings are only available to state employees and their dependents who are currently covered by the state health insurance. The Wyoming Health Fair does have some permanent locations in a few towns, I think Laramie, Cheyenne, and a couple others that have office hours. So you can go do this at any time, or at least when they're open. I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday here in town. But even if you don't have a permanent location, you can look at the schedule, see when they're going to be close by or in your town, and go get it done. Okay? So they have these free things that they do for you, but they also have a list of other tests that can be done on your blood. All right? So down below, there's a link to a sheet that I printed out, marked up, and scanned back in. I marked next to each one a P or an M. What that means is that if a test has a P next to it, it's preventive. And if you get it done, you have to pay for it up front at Wyoming Health Fair, but then you can submit it to Cigna and they will reimburse you at 100%. Okay. If it's got an M next to it, that means it's medical, but you can still submit it to Cigna, but it'll go either towards your deductible, or if your deductible's met, they'll pay the 85% copay. Wow, I'm on a roll. I got 2 things wrong here. First of all, Wyoming Health Fairs isn't a participating provider. Therefore, Cigna would only pay 75%. Also, it's not a copay, it's coinsurance. So Cigna would pay the 75% coinsurance. It's just wording, but it's important. Okay? All right, so next I want to go to their website because it's got a lot of good information, and it's also got a login where you can track your results. Okay, so Wyoming Health Fairs is just wyominghealthfairs.com. Simple. Here's their homepage. There's a lot of information on their site. For instance, you can look at the test descriptions in case you're wondering what that even means. There's also a calendar to show you when the events are happening near you or in your town. Okay. And then, of course, there's my results, which I'm going to show you in just a minute. First of all, I'm going to take you to the Wyoming, or the State of Wyoming page, which you can go under Corporate to State of Wyoming. And this shows you just a little bit of specific information to us, State of Wyoming employees. Okay. Some things that have changed, they are on that sheet. The changes are on that sheet. So you don't need to necessarily read this. Now it shows you here the things that are covered by the state of Wyoming every year. 2 chemistry profiles, flu shot, blood pressure, and body fat analysis. Now, when you go, the folks at Wyoming health fairs are probably going to be able to help you out with the claim if you do some of the other things, that aren't covered for free. Otherwise, you can download the claim form right here. Okay. All right. So let's go to the results part. This is the coolest part, of course. Now, if you haven't created an account, you're going to need a receipt from your most recent blood draw, your date of birth, and a valid email address, okay, to create your account. If you've created one, you log in right here. Okay, so this is my results page. As you can see, I've got 4 tests in here. I haven't done it nearly enough, but I'm starting to do it twice a year now. I did it twice a year last year. Okay, so you can see all your stuff. Now, as I mentioned, I kind of had high cholesterol. This was kind of a fluke. It was usually 220 or so, or over 200. Made my diet change and it dropped to 182. The biggest deal for me was the bad cholesterol. That was 130, 123, and I dropped 40% to 83. That was great. So this is really cool in that you can see the change or just, monitor where you're at. You can also click here to show only abnormal, which will show just the stuff in the red, or you can see it all. Okay, so very handy website, very useful tests. So at least get your free stuff done and check out your results on their website. All right, I hope you guys found this useful. Now get out there and use this great benefit. Now I wanted to mention, please, if you see me out there, do say hi. I love meeting all of you. All right, thanks for joining me on this month's Subject Matter Minute. I'll see you next month.
You have been watching the Subject Matter Minute with Matt Nagy. Please help us out by subscribing. And join us next month when we'll cover another topic of interest for all State of Wyoming employees. Again, thank you for joining us on the Subject Matter Minute.